I, like most, am a creature of habit. I sit in the same seat in a classroom or meeting, take the same route when biking or driving, and make the same recipes to eat with few variations. On the one hand, my rhythms and routines help me to stay healthy. They ensure I get enough sleep, exercise regularly, and eat a balanced diet. My habits also positively impact my mental health and keep me from returning to my destructive tendencies and bad habits. The flip side is that I can get stuck in my routines. So I've found it's important to make one of my rhythms the practice of changing perspective. So I set my alarm once or twice a week and label my wake-up calls, learn something new, and get some perspective. Today I'm just going to focus on the latter. Changing perspective can take many forms. Taking pics upside down for an entire day, going up on the roof for morning meditation, or taking a road trip somewhere new. The more often I get out of my comfort zone, the more I grow. And the further from my comfort zone I get determines how much I grow. What's your favorite way to change perspective? Put it down in the chat to help inspire others to try something new. I have found that leaving the country is the best way for me to get some perspective on my own life. And not in a look how much I have compared to them and now I can be grateful for all the stuff I have kind of way. But in a look how fewer possessions they have and look how much happier they are in comparison to me and the people around me kind of way. This naturally forces introspection. Where does their joy come from? It's obviously not in the material. How do I learn from the people I meet? How can I incorporate what I've learned from these joy-filled folks into my life once I return? How do I keep choosing this joy in the busiest, most stressful parts of my life? Another great lesson I learned about perspective was ambling down the river in a canoe last weekend. I love canoeing because I get to rest, take in the beauty of nature, and not be in charge of anything. Floating down the river is one of the most content times of my entire summer. I just let the current take me and Bootsy where it wanted to go and only paddled when the canoe captain told me to. In this case, it was my friend Jeff, Bootsy's dad. At one point, I stood up to stretch my back and give my legs some extra exercise. My canoe captain said, "Now can you see it, where the current is?" He'd been acting as a rudder, telling me when and where to paddle because he'd been in tune with the current the entire time. I had been oblivious to it until I changed my perspective. How I need to do this in my daily life. There is a current running through it that I completely ignore most of the time. What would my life look like if it were regularly in tune with that current? One of the best ways I know to get in tune is by changing my perspective. By getting out of my comfort zone, getting out of myself, and focusing on others, I am able to see and hear the current guiding my life. I'm Vri, and this is Free Your Mind Space.